From Earth, Mercury barely exists. It hides in sunlight, emerging only briefly at dawn or dusk before dissolving back into glare. It never dominates the night sky. It never commands attention. You have to look for it deliberately, and even then it feels temporary, like something passing through rather than a world with permanence. That visual modesty shaped our assumptions. For most of human history, Mercury was treated as a solved problem before it was ever examined. Too small to matter, too close to the Sun to be complex, too exposed to retain atmosphere, water, or geological life. It was imagined as a dead, baked rock, a planet reduced to fundamentals. Simple, predictable, finished. That confidence did not survive proximity. Mercury is locked into one of the harshest environments in the solar system. It completes an orbit around the Sun every 88 Earth days, moving faster than any other planet. Its rotation is slow and peculiar, trapped in a resonance that creates days longer than its years. The same surface can face the Sun for weeks at a time, then plunge into darkness just as long. There is no transition, no moderation, no buffer. On the day side, temperatures rise above 430 degrees Celsius. Rock expands, minerals fracture, surfaces glow faintly with heat. Solar radiation hammers the ground without mercy. Then night arrives, and the heat escapes directly into space. Temperatures collapse to nearly minus 180 degrees. The same material that was stressed by expansion is now stressed by contraction. This happens endlessly, relentlessly, for billions of years. Mercury has almost no atmosphere, nothing to redistribute heat, nothing to protect the surface from radiation, nothing to soften impacts. The planet is stripped nearly bare, exposed to space in a way no other terrestrial planet is. By every reasonable expectation, its surface should be uniform. Micrometeorites rain down constantly, pulverizing rock into regolith. Solar wind alters surface chemistry. Cosmic radiation breaks bonds. Over time, these processes should erase sharp differences, smoothing Mercury into predictability. Mercury should be one of the easiest planets to understand. When NASA's Messenger spacecraft arrived, it confirmed much of what was expected. The planet was ancient and cratered. Vast volcanic plains hinted at early internal heat. Immense cliffs, some stretching hundreds of kilometers, marked the planet's slow contraction as its oversized core cooled. But beneath that familiarity was something wrong. Scattered across Mercury's surface were regions that absorbed light differently. They were darker than surrounding terrain, not because of shadow, slope, or orientation, but because of composition or process. These areas remained dark regardless of viewing angle. They did not behave like normal rock. They were subtle, persistent, uncooperative. These regions were not hidden in craters. They were not shielded from sunlight. Some lay in fully illuminated plains, exposed to the sun's full intensity. And yet, they drank light instead of reflecting it. A phantom shadow, a darkness without obstruction. Mercury's surface materials should not do this. Silicate rock, even when weathered, reflects sunlight within a narrow range. Extreme darkness requires explanation. Carbon-rich material, unusual chemistry, or active transformation. Scientists reached first for carbon. Messenger data suggested Mercury's crust contains unusually high amounts of carbon. Some models propose that Mercury once had a graphite-rich primordial crust, a surface layer formed during the planet's earliest moments. Later impacts and volcanism may have buried much of it, but fragments could remain exposed. Graphite would appear dark. It would absorb light efficiently. It would stand out. But Mercury is hostile to graphite. Solar radiation is intense. Micrometeorite impacts are constant. Thermal cycling is extreme. Over billions of years, graphite should degrade, disperse, or vanish beneath regolith. It should not remain so sharply visible, yet it does, which suggests either Mercury preserves material far better than expected, or the darkness is being renewed. That possibility leads deeper. Mercury's iron core is enormous, occupying most of the planet's interior. It is far denser than it should be. One theory suggests Mercury was once much larger, its outer layers stripped away by intense early solar activity or a catastrophic collision. If that happened, Mercury today is a planetary remnant, a core-dominated body wearing its interior on its surface. The dark regions may be composed of material never meant to see sunlight, chemistry forged under pressure, now exposed to radiation, substances that respond to light in unfamiliar ways. The shadow in this view is ancient, a scar rather than a stain. But this explanation fractures when confronted with Mercury's most unsettling features. Hollows. Hollows are shallow, irregular depressions found nowhere else in the solar system. They look young, sharp-edged, fragile, unfinished. They are often associated with the dark regions, and they appear to form when volatile-rich material sublimates directly into space. This should not be happening. Mercury is too close to the Sun to retain volatiles. Any easily vaporized material should have been driven off billions of years ago. And yet, Mercury stubbornly refuses to be dry. Sulfur persists in surface minerals. Sodium and potassium populate the exosphere. Water ice exists at the poles, preserved in permanently shadowed craters. Mercury is not empty. It is selective. This implies that Mercury is not finished, not static, not dead, is still losing material, still changing, still rewriting its surface in slow, nearly invisible ways. The phantom shadow may not be an object or a substance. It may be a process. Radiation darkening surface grains, volatiles escaping and leaving carbon-rich residues, chemistry evolving under constant solar assault. The surface may be aging unevenly, darkening where certain materials are exposed, renewing the shadow faster than erosion can erase it. A darkness that maintains itself. A shadow that does not need shelter. What makes this unsettling is its restraint. There is no eruption, no plume, no catastrophic signal. Just a planet that refuses to behave exactly as expected, quietly, over billions of years. Mercury offers no excuses, no atmosphere to blur measurements, no oceans to complicate chemistry, no vegetation to overwrite the surface. And still it resists closure. This is not a failure of technology. It is a reminder of humility. Planetary surfaces are not static photographs. They are dynamic systems operating on timescales that dwarf observation. Mercury's phantom shadow may be the combined signature of formation, exposure, and slow decay, a layered message written too slowly to read easily. NASA has not solved this enigma. Future missions like Bepi Colombo will refine spectral data, improve resolution, and probe these dark regions in new ways. They may isolate a dominant cause, or they may reveal that the shadow is not one mystery, but several overlapping ones. Mercury does not rush answers. It continues its tight orbit around the Sun. It continues to bake and freeze. It continues to exist without protection. And its surface continues to absorb light where it should not. From far away, Mercury looks simple. Up close, it is quietly defiant. The phantom shadow does not move. It does not announce itself. It does not resolve. It simply persists, a calm disagreement between theory and reality. And that is often where the deepest mysteries live. Not in chaos, not in spectacle, not in noise, but in the slow, steady refusal of the universe to be fully understood. Mercury keeps its shadow, and for now, the shadow keeps its secret.